All right, well, it's time for a Girl on Fire of the week. And Kasey and I were just saying we don't usually get to the Girl on Fire.
I feel like we haven't in months, honestly, like where we both get a chance to just settle in, talk about our Girl on Fire, make our cases. I think we've picked like one a couple of times and just kind of like gone with it.
Maybe we'll just stick with one Girl on Fire.
Which still counts. But
still counts. They're still thriving regardless of if we talk about them or not, but totally excited to highlight them today. So I guess I'll start. My girl that has been killing it in the world of sports right now. We're going to keep talking about women's softball. I got to go with Teagan Kavan, the Texas pitcher who we mentioned earlier, but she really deserves her flowers. She's the newest national champion. Let's go. A little clap for her. She set an NCAA record with 0 earned runs in 21 2/3 innings, carried her team to their school's first softball title, was the most outstanding player, and she's only a sophomore, which just blows my mind because now you have multiple years left to still capitalize and to still get more rings at Texas, and just to take that experience with her in that heated moment. Game 3, you're playing one of the best teams in the country and a really hyped up team as well that a lot of people were pulling for. So excited for Teagan and just that accomplishment to cap off her season.
Yeah, I mean, emphasizing on her just being a sophomore, it goes back to what you said moments ago before the break. You're talking about this team positioning themselves to continue to keep off the titan, the juggernaut of softball, which is Oklahoma, and anybody else that comes to challenge them. Like, there's going to be a load of confidence behind like her only being a sophomore, having the display that she did in the most crucial game being the championship and what it can entail moving forward. So I think that is super sick. But just the numbers, I mean, scoreless for, I think it was a little over 31 innings. That's a tough thing to do, and she made it look so flawless.
She did. She was dialed, and even her ponytail was dialed. They kept staring at her ponytail every game. It was like super slick back, no flaws, like long too.
Were you that girl? Were you able to keep your hair somewhat under control when you played lacrosse?
Never. It always looked terrible. At some point, I'd have my teammate braid it. I'd do the whole braid thing and then go into the ponytail. And then, I mean, even by warm-ups, I'd look at myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like one of those like gnomes that you get from McDonald's in your kids meal, whatever it's called. The hair is just like every which way possible. So no, I'm still working on that, honestly, when I work out.
It's fine. I'm pretty sure my brother told me my hair looked like a porch troll once. I tried to be so cute for a soccer game and put ribbons in my French braids because I had really long hair. And no. That just created tangles.
Didn't work.
And then the Florida humidity, it was like humidity wrapped in ribbon, wrapped in tangles, wrapped in French braids. I just needed an entire redo. So no, I was never that girl that could keep her hair looking so good while I was out there trying to kill it. But lucky for her.
Some people have that skill, and we're super happy for you in that. But Kasey, who is your girl on fire this week?
All right. Her hair didn't need to be tamed, but my gal is going to be, words today coming back from vacation. Coco Gauff is killing it, and she is my girl on fire. I mean, to win the French Open, to be the first American to do it since 2015, after your idol. I mean, she's idoled the Williams sisters in terms of how she has tried to replicate parts of her game. What I love about Coco Gauff is she has talked about it over and over and over again. You can idolize somebody's play, you can look up to them, but you can also find your own game to create within something that you love. So, like I mentioned, she has idolized the Williams sisters growing up, but she has just paved her own way. First big championship collected 2023 U.S. Open, and I just remember how all of us were just so taken aback by that victory and how emotional she was, and like her dad's interview after. And she's a bit of a hard court queen, so to do it on clay is even cooler because she's still so young. But she is finding ways to have such an abstract game to where she can be versatile on some of the toughest courts. Because when you prefer hard court tennis, you're talking about a game that's a lot faster, that has a lot more punch to it. You're not dealing with too much craziness going on, extra variabilities, where clay, it slows things down. So typically that contrast, you're not always going to see success on both sides. So yes, U.S. Open was 2 years ago, and she was close, coming up in this 2024 U.S. Open. But I'm just so excited for her success, considering how young she is, how humble she is, how she has so much time to continue to just change her game and grow in it. But to be the first American in so long, I mean, 20 plus years is it 20 plus years? 10 plus years.
It's awesome.
It's 10.
It's stunning Math too, because a lot of time, 10 plus years, I was young, right?
Yeah.
When that happened, and
it's legit 10 years. I don't know why I math that's so hard.
You follow different things throughout your life, and it's just cool to see like her raw emotion. I feel like tennis tennis is an incredible sport because you do get those like pretty recent interviews that get so close in on these athletes right after, and and you get to hear their raw emotion, and it's a really hard sport. I think it probably doesn't get the daily hype that a sport like hockey or football or women's college softball has gotten in the World Series, but just to see her reaction is someone that you really want to be cheering for.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned the raw emotions because we were talking about it in the group text with our producers, like you have Aryna, who, very raw to the moment, didn't really want to give Coco credit for beating her. It was more like, I had 70 forced errors and did it. Yeah, but sometimes like big serves are going to cause you to respond with error. So there were still so many tremendous moments to Coco Gauff's game that like she went back, posted on Instagram, I think it was, she put a write out like, she still wants to give Coco credit and whatnot, but it's just like, it's that raw emotion in the moment. It's the fact that like, and tennis players talk to themselves. I played tennis in high school. For one season, they needed an extra player. I'm not decent. But I was freaked out by how these girls, how they were just like talking to themselves and yelling at themselves. But it's because of the immense amount of pressure that is felt because it's all on you and how you react and how you respond over and over again. And I say all this to say one of Coco Gauff's quotes is the fact that like she does really well at tuning out the noise. She's not responding and reacting to everything going on outside of her game. She's not even reacting to moments where she doesn't have, great responses, great hits, and it's just so cool to, again, she's so young, she's so humble, and she already has like such a huge mental strength to her to keep her career moving along.
Yeah, and you need that, especially in an individual sport that she plays. Yeah. But seriously, Coco, thank you for representing the United States well. We are wearing our red and blue.
We are wearing red and blue
in honor of Coco, so thank you for doing that, and I love getting to hit the girl on fire. But Kasey, it was so fun to be back with you on Respect Her Game this week. It's always a good time, and love to talk about our girls on fire. So thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you next Monday on Respect Her Game.